All right, welcome back. I can't believe people actually interested in what books I read. Um, of all the books I read, um, here's the recommendation. I try to read on a weekly basis. To be honest with you, I'm a very cheapskate. I don't always buy books. I go to bookstore and I tend to finish one book at a time every time I visit. So that's how I do it. You can get through a lot of books by, you don't have to buy it. You can just, go to the bookstore and read it. But some of the ones that are really worth keeping, and I recommend to you here, and that's helped me tremendously to shape my mindset on how I invest, how I live my life, how it shaped my character more than just money related, finance related, but also uh, life lessons. So the first one I highly recommend is called. It's also the first one I take it seriously. Is the Millionaire Next Door: The Surprising Secret of America's Rich. If you read this book, you'll learn that the actual millionaire are far from the millionaire you watch on TV. They're not living uh, a very luxurious life, living in a secluded neighborhood in Florida, driving $1 million cars, and those are rich, but those are not the typical millionaires. How they behave, right? If you read this book, you learn that um, it's based on research and based on statistics. They're not like jumping for this into this conclusion by assuming. They jumped into this conclusion because they actually did the research and survey all the millionaires to come up with that list of trends and behavior. Okay, so with this book is awesome. A little bit of uh, uh, a sneak peek into what it's going to tell you. You'll be surprised that millionaires are actually living a pretty normal neighborhood. They focus heavily on investing and preserving wealth. They're not really show off by buying really fancy car or living a giant mansion, fancy clothing. They invest their money in things that increase in value over time. They're not buying into depreciating asset. And they heavily focus on what is the right thing to put their money in. So I hope you read this book. It's really great. Second one, everybody should know. One Up on Wall Street: How to Use What You Already Know to Make Money in the Market. This book is really amazing. Peter Lynch is really taking you to his journey on how to manage his fund and how you can apply that into your uh, picking your company to invest in. I hate to say picking stock because it's very like revenue driven, greed driven. It's really about how to pick the company you believe in and hold it for a long time so you can benefit from the long term appreciation. So definitely read this book. Oh, by the way, all this book I put a link below in Amazon in case you want to buy online. Yep. So number two, definitely read One Up on Wall Street. They have, I think Peter Lynch has other books, but to me, this one is a good one to start with. It's easy to grab the concept. All right, what else? This one is probably out of left field for you guys. Life 3.0: Being Human in the Age of AI. I read this book maybe 2 years back. It's not an easy book to read. Let me tell you. Let me tell you right away. It takes some brain power to understand what he's talking about. Even for me, I'm engineering background. To me, I still have to like slow it down and read and try to digest the concept. I'm still be puzzled and not understanding fully 100% of this book. But one thing I agree with is that AI is really here to stay, and it's going to change our human condition greatly. So be able to put ourselves into that next phase of human endeavor is extremely important. So Life 3.0 is a really good book, but I highly recommend if you read this book, you must sit down and have a quiet place and focus. You cannot just skim through it. Slow it down and try to understand and what is trying to tell you. That you can tell the author is very intelligent, highly intelligent. Yeah, it's a very condensed, content-rich, insightful book. So highly recommend this one. And last but not least, Elon Musk. by Walter Isaacson. Okay, so what the before I put up this video, I try to mention like what exactly I learned, because I learned so much from this one. But the key point I think is um, how to properly run a company to be a successful company. Let me give you a little bit background. I'm a mid manager. I'm a middle manager for a high tech company. Throughout my 23 years, except the first 6 years, all my other time is managing other people, managing technology, program, and projects. And I can tell you my mindset of if I apply my middle management skill to run a big company, I will fail for sure, because I'm not a founder. I do not have that mindset of going all in no matter what, like, burn the boat, cross the bridge, and going all in. I do not have that mentality. I'm not building the team to be ultimately successful. I'm building the team not to fail, to achieve certain goal, but I'm not able to get through the hurdle of innovatively driving the company in the same direction, all the vectors in the same direction to accomplish a really unachievable goal. And this book is the one that tells me it can be done. If you're a founder, if you have courage, if you have a high risk tolerance level and you work your butt off, then it can be done. But not recommend for not recommended for any person, unless you're really willing to put in the work, the hour, the energy, and putting your whole life into it. And this is what Elon Musk, this book tells me. Um, as good as I believe I'm a manager to get my program delivered, I cannot use my same skill set to run a company as good as this guy or any other founder, innovator. They're really disruptive and they're really able to drive the team to outperform the capacity and the capability. So to me, this book is, if you're a founder, if you're a person looking into starting your own business, um, little sneak peek. Don't be a nice guy. Be the guy who really drive. Be a leader to get things done at all cost. That's the mentality. So yes, a little bit sneak peek for you, but definitely read this book. Um, I think Walter Isaacson keep track of Elon very closely within his in his time window. He allowed to sit with him and to travel with him. So I highly recommend this book. It's really valuable. I'm looking for Elon Musk 2.0, to be honest with you. Hopefully after the election now, he got more time. Maybe not, but have a 2.0 so we can see his journey continue onward in how to make um, the government efficient again. So, all right, that's all the 4 books I want to recommend today. I'm sure down the road, as I read more, I have more to share, but those are the 4 that I think is worth reading in this order. I hope it helps you, and I'll see you next time.